All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with Country Fire Special Podcast. I'm Josh Black.
I'm Gowa.
And today we're talking about cowboys and outlaws.
And all that.
So it's only right that we have a special guest in here to talk about this. Gowa, who we got in here?
We got Shaboozey.
Shaboozey in the
big
building.
Big blues, man.
Golly, bro, thank you so much for pulling up on us, man.
Yeah, I'm chilling, man.
This is incredible, dude. I started looking up some of your stuff, and I was like, this is the future. This man, like, so the first thing I saw when I saw that, Gowa been telling me about your stuff for a while.
Hell yeah.
And I peeped it, bro. First of all, I'm clearly off the wave because every video had 500,000 views. The Beverly Hills hitting 1 million. I'm like, golly.
Yeah.
So you like one of these diamonds in the roughs that's stepping up, killing the game. I think you the future of country and hip hop, bro.
Yeah,
so
I
thank you
appreciate
for being
that.
here, bro.
Seriously, that's a big stamp right there.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
for sure, bro.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
That's
bro.
good, bro, because I think the future is fusion in general, rather it be, art, photography, or different genres of music, bro. But how you are handling doing country music and hip hop is incredible, bro. Because it's hard to get black people to listen to country music, unless they old as hell. Like my grandma listen to country music, you know what I mean? But my homeboys be like, man, hell nah, bro. But how you are communicating it is like, it's incredible, bro.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I was just like out here for like CMA Fest and like to see there's so many different types of people on Broadway now. It's not just cow. Like honestly, I wear my cow. I'll be the only one wearing stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
It's a whole bunch of like. It seemed like a whole bunch of people from like all over just outside. Like
No, for sure.
you
bro.
weren't. You know what I mean?
But
It's
yeah,
a different
let's,
scene.
Let's start this from the top, man. Where are you from exactly?
Man, I'm from Northern Virginia, little small town over there called Woodbridge. Ain't nobody gonna know about that, man.
Okay.
Hopefully in a couple years they do, but
Yeah, Woodbridge. So it's small town.
yeah.
Everybody know each other, I assume.
It's not even like that. It's just like it's Commonwealth. It's just like nothing is going on there. You know?
Is there like
Right.
is there a college team? What's the doing?
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Like the closest college is George Mason University. You know what that is?
No,
Probably not.
I don't.
It's probably
I feel like I
George
heard shout out to
Mason.
everybody at George Mason, man. Hope y'all
Hey,
graduate
GMU,
and stuff, bro. But
GMU, and then if everybody, but most people want to go to like VCU. Everybody probably go to
Oh.
VCU or like
Okay.
it's like the closest. But you got UVA,
Yeah.
VTech,
Party College
yeah.
at JMU. Right.
JMU. Oh my God,
That's
JMU.
it. What kind of we talking brothers, sisters? What's the family growing up like?
Man, look, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was not. It was crazy, in its own way. But I had 3 siblings. We was, just kind of all just trying to figure out what the hell we want to do with our lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
said, small city, so we was all just like. My little brother played football. I did this. My sister did this. My brother did that. We all did different things.
You been musical the whole time, or were you in the sports? first?
Hell no! I was just talking about this shit the other day.
Okay.
Now I was doing sports since like I was talking to somebody about that, just like trying to figure out when I was in high school and shit and just school, like sports was definitely the thing. Like we got like Virginia is like a big sports place. Like people might not know that.
Big on football, right?
Big on football.
Yeah.
Even basketball. Like a lot of people go to that area to find like like college recruits and stuff. So we've had like a lot of we take it really seriously out there, but that wasn't my thing.
So sports wasn't your thing?
Not, I mean,
Okay, so
not
then
really. I mean, I play them like I'm all right. You know what I mean? I just
But
didn't
you
like
think
the.
I'm finna go pro.
Hell no! Like I was. They probably wanted me to because I'm about 6'3". Like anytime they see me, they're like, "Hey, bro, you big for nothing."
That is how Southern coaches are, bro.
I know.
After you cross 6 foot, it's like, who you play for? It's time to come on down.
Hey, I mean, I went to ODU. Like I went to Old Dominion like for a camp. I had my shit on, I had my double Nike socks with the,
They were like, oh,
the
yeah,
sleeve. They're like, oh, you about to go crazy. Boy ran a 5'3". He said he ran a 5'3". All right, let's see how you run routes. Slow as hell.
Yeah.
Drop that joint there.
get him out of here, bro.
No, but imagine that would be like a little funny comedy parody joint if I still made the team just to look big.
Yeah, exactly. Just to scare the other team. It's like, yeah, why don't they put him in? They never
I know.
Put him in.
That's how it
That's the
normally
secret
is.
weapon, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is. That normally happens though. You'd be surprised. Like,
Yeah, for
people
sure.
keep like most of the people I know. Like, there was this one center in our school, white kid, man, huge. This man was like 7'2", bro. He could not do nothing.
We had
bro.
the same dude. He was black. 7 foot dude on our team. Scared the hell out of you. Then by halftime, they're like, oh, he's horrible. You know what I mean?
Really
They
bad.
dunk on him,
Fool,
beat him up.
just fouling everybody,
Yeah.
missing the layups. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. So
No, okay. So no music, no sports. So when did you decide? Like, what was your? This is a good question. I'm saying it.
Yeah.
I get to decide if it's a good question or not. But what was the first good song, good album you remember singing?
Oh, man.
I like this.
Oh, like that I listened to?
In general, yeah, as a kid.
I mean, the first album I probably heard was like the first song I probably heard. I remember this story because I was in preschool. Was man, Back That Ass Up by Juvenile. That was the first thing I heard. I was like 3. That shit hit me though. I was like, you know what I mean, watching the video and shit. You know, remember I don't know, did somebody have a wheelchair at the beginning? Remember?
No cap,
the Juvenile joint. Like that, I remember seeing that shit. I went back.
Bro, in preschool, like turn that up.
Hey, turn that shit up. I went back to the to my class the next day and I told my mans, I was just like, hey bro, like you heard this song? Like this shit's crazy.
It did take over for the 99 2000.
It's crazy because I'm in a Christian school too, so it's like funny just bringing that.
No, that's you can't even bring that Juvenile in.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to that in like the star.
But then on some real shit, like I got the randomest like music exposure. Like my music exposure is so strange. Like
I would say of course. I just like when you listen to your music, it sounds like nothing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. Like I think my favorite, like Ja Rule is probably my favorite rapper to be honest.
Low key.
Ja Rule.
First of all, that's a wild take. However, I feel you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
of course, him and 50 got into a thing, dude.
Yeah.
But the melody of that man and the hits that man was
what
making.
he was doing was unheard of at that time. Really, I mean, you know, I just felt like, you know, because it's big because a lot of people say like my most distinct feature is like my voice.
Of course.
And what did Ja Rule was like? That voice was like you cannot recreate that voice. You
and
know?
low key, he was the first Drake in a sense. You know,
first a lot of things.
The rapping and it's true. The rapping, the singing, well, there's Firefest.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't forget about
First bad investor, boys. Wait, hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
How are you in rap and a bad investor, boy? You got Snoop killing it.
Yeah.
50 killing it. Ja Rule, like, you know, let me get in on this.
But see, that was the problem. He was thinking 50's killing it, Snoop killing it. Now I gotta kill it. So I'm gonna get with my boy, do this Fire Festival, and I'm gonna skip the line. And then
That's what
they was out there eating salami
Yeah,
sandwiches.
you can't skip the line. You can't skip the line.
Skip, bro.
Eat salami sandwich.
So Ja Rule was melodic and rapping, and that was one of your first.
Yeah, that's probably like my first.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like somebody asked me I was on my boy's podcast type shit, and he asked me the same questions like, "What's your favorite this?" And I just don't believe in it. You know, I believe in like just expressionism and stuff. It's just like expression is expression. Like there's no favorite, because you know, I don't know. Like College Dropout was probably like the first album I probably really. To be honest, that's a lie too. It was really Brandy, because my sister was like the first. She was the older sister, so she was able to go buy the stuff. So she'd be like, "Here's this like Brandy CD," and I'm like, "Straight."
Yeah.
Kind of in.
And that 90s was great. Country and hip hop.
Was
and
going
R&B,
crazy
of
then.
course.
And the music videos.
And the music videos.
Because you had to catch them in
You
real
had
life.
to. Yeah, you really
You
did.
just send a link, here's a video.
Right.
You got to call your boy and be like, hey, hurry up. You know what I mean?
This shit on right now. It's got 30 seconds left.
Okay,
You know?
okay.
Yeah.
So now we in Virginia and you listening to the Ja Rule, Brandy.
Everything. Just anything on the radio, man.
Do you remember when the first time you had a country music influence?
Yeah, I mean, my dad, so it's a weird story. Like my dad, so I'm Nigerian, right? I'm first generation. But my dad moved here and he went to Texas when he came out here. So, you know, Nigeria's like, you know, Nigeria, it's a country in itself. A lot, you know, it's farmers, like it's cow herders. They just look a little different. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah, sure.
You know, they out there. You know what I mean? Like, they still do that right now.
Anyway.
It's you know what I mean? Like that's what I love about that. You know,
Yeah.
back home, it's like you see the food you eat. It's like growing in your backyard and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy. I've never made that connection. You know, everybody want to wear the boot. I was like, Cowboys. Some of them wear sandals.
No, for sure.
Someone wearing slippers right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, he moved out here to Texas, and I don't know. I feel like he probably like me. Like he was just, you know, I guess he just loved America or something like that.
Yeah,
you know, he was playing me like Kenny Chesney and stuff like that. No, not Kenny Chesney, Kenny Rogers.
Okay.
Kenny Rogers. Yeah, my
Nice,
bad. He was
nice.
playing. Yeah, so I was like,
Almost gave Kenny Chesney big ups.
yeah, hell no. No, I ain't gonna. Yeah, Kenny Rogers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get it
One of
on.
them Kennys.
One of them Kennys. I don't remember what song it was because at that time, you know, you just in the back seat, they just
course.
playing stuff and you just remembering the melodies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
dope.
but that was probably the first time I like heard, you know, was exposed to it.
Yeah.
And then
You think you appreciated it back then, or did it hit later?
I probably I don't think I appreciated it, but he brought that name up a lot. Like my mom brought it up a lot. Like my mom, it's almost like a core memory for me. Like they just always be like, you know, your dad, he loved Kenny Rogers, and my dad would always be like, I'm not gonna do this, but Kenny Rogers. I ain't gonna do this.
No, when you said
Kenny
first generation, I was
Rogers.
thinking, okay, he got cussed out with a heavy accent growing up.
Nah, he ain't really. Yeah, you know how the immigrant parents are. They just never get rid of the accent. I'm like, you've been here 40 years.
No,
I don't know how you still sound like this, but Kenny Rogers.
Sure.
Kenny Rogers.
That's
I was like,
bro.
so there was that. There's probably some there's probably like some other ones. I'm gonna ask. He's because he lives out there, but. He's out here right now, so I'm gonna ask him. But anytime I see a picture, it's always fire because people be like, "Oh, my dad more country than you." I'm like, "Look, my dad over here. It's the '90s. He in overalls, real tree camo, cowboy hat on. It's like '93." So
yeah, no, that's dope. Bro.
I was like, so it's always a cool look when I'm like, "Oh yeah, my pops was on this too."
Exactly. Now, Gowa, do you remember your first song or album that you
Country?
liked? Just in general, first song, album, you was like, "Damn,
Got to be weird.
this
No,
is
gotta be
like
weird.
when you first kind of." It's hard to remember.
No, I was like a radio junkie as a kid.
Oh,
I was
okay.
obsessed with the radio. I loved everything, and I was always recording everything to tape. We
This was
talked
in
about
North
this one
Carolina.
time.
Where were you?
No, I'm from Virginia
She's
too.
Virginia.
Oh, that's right. Is that where y'all knew each other from?
Yeah,
No.
she from the South though. South.
Oh, okay.
South.
Virginia, North
Yeah.
Virginia. Okay, yeah.
Well, that's
a
one
whole-
thing too about Virginia, where it's like people don't really think of Virginia as being a southern state, but
yeah.
it is
It kinda
all
is.
the way up to
To
the
be
top.
honest,
Pure, I know.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the
Virginia.
DMV kind of tried to hide it and take it.
Well,
up
it's
north,
weird
but
because
no.
it's like in between the lines. So like Northern
Yeah.
Virginia, it probably could have just been a different thing. That's why
Right.
North, they got North, South, West.
That's true.
crazy.
Yeah.
Then
but-
West Virginia has its own state.
Its own thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
weird.
you just said it was just songs in general for you.
For me, it was like I loved country music mostly from being with my papa, who was very much like an outdoorsman and like hunting and
Yeah.
grew up doing shit outside. And so he
crazy.
listened to a lot of radio country. But then also my family, being from Virginia and West Virginia and the mountains and all that, they loved Appalachian music. They loved country music. They loved old timey stuff. My mama grew up like hunkered around one little TV watching the Grand Ole Opry on Saturday nights and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Mine was kind of like yours, and it's ironic now that I'm thinking about it. My first rapper I liked, or the first song, was Nelly, Country Grammar.
I mean, I forgot Nelly. I didn't.
I was just,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would've brought it up,
I didn't bring him up,
it's
but
the
I
same
love
thing,
Nelly,
though.
yeah.
It's the rapping, the singing, and the country vibe. And I didn't
Yeah.
even realize until I went back how deep he was digging into country music.
Yeah, well, he from St. Louis, right? He from St. Louis.
But like you look back, I'm talking cowboy hats and
Everything,
spurs on the
bruh.
boots, like
everything.
Bro, and it's called
Yeah.
country grammar because, of course, people think about the South, but of course, in the Midwest, it's just rural. You know what I mean? It's that country too.
it really is.
So ironically, when we think about this country music podcast, I guess that was my first little intro. He was my, I mean, my birthday cake was a St. Louis Rams cake. I don't even know who's on the team. I just knew he was from St. Louis, bro. So I'm like, nah, I'm with Nelly. I'm going to school with the Band-Aids. Teachers like, what's
Man,
wrong?
what the hell? That shit's so
Band-Aids
influential.
on.
Oh yeah. I was
Love Nelly, man. Nelly was crazy.
Also, shout out to Nelly, who is now still making
Doing-
country
I'm
music.
saying.
It's a whole conversation.
Pioneer.
What did he put his record out like 3 years ago? The
Yeah.
one that's the country one.
Which
It's got Kane Brown's on there.
He's
doing a
been
country song.
cooking up country for a while.
That's
I
the
would
whole
even say, hell, would you tell me if it's fair to say that Nelly walked so Shaboozey could run? No, you shoot that down. If I say shoot it down.
I could say it, but I feel like I didn't connect that stuff as country at that
course.
time.
Oh.
I went back and watched the video. I was like, oh, this is kind of crazy. Like now that I'm in, because like I shot a video in the same place they shot that video in. The Ride With Me.
Damn.
It's like this diner. Everybody shoot on that shit though.
Right,
Like,
right,
it's like them
right,
little
right.
movie set.
I
But I'm
feel
like,
that.
damn, I shot a video here. But no, I didn't really make the connection until I
What
watched it
video,
again.
though, for the people at home?
So my video,
Yeah, that
my
was
video
there.
called Winning Streak. That was like my first kind of like big song that kind of popped off.
Yeah.
And then Ride With Me. If you want, if you want to go,
course.
yeah. And then the beginning when they bust in the little, I don't know if you remember,
Ooh, of
they bust
course.
into the diner. They're like, wait, what's going on? They got a honk.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, what a
but-
classic.
But no, I would say, bro, definitely walked. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Not so I could run, but he
said,
was
bro,
out there walking.
I said, bro, we all walking.
I feel that.
I don't know who. I don't know if anybody. Ran yet.
No, that's true.
I mean, bro ran. It sounded like we in
No,
a
no.
beef. I said, bro,
I wanna
everybody
fight,
know
is
who
what I'm
bro
saying.
is.
We can have a
bro
showdown.
ran, yeah,
How about
exactly.
we go back to that same spot we shot
That'd
the
be
video,
crazy, yeah.
and we just have a shootout right there. But no, okay. So let's go back. We back with Shaboozey. You growing up listening to music.
Yeah.
When was your first time thinking I might do this for real? I want to do this for a living.
Sheesh, man. Probably high school, like Probably high school. I don't know what was the major like thing that was like, all right, this is like a job. This is gonna be like I'm gonna professionally do this. I don't know where that happened. I don't know. It's so strange.
Yeah.
Such a I wish I knew the word for it, but that's a real meta question.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Like we was like in the locker room, rapping. You know what I mean? Doing all that.
I know. I guess it could get blurry because you're technically musical your whole life.
Yeah. Like I'm like Gowa too.
You actually turn it into.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so you
I was
rapping
like,
in the locker room in high school.
He was like beat battling, you know. Everybody,
of
I feel like,
course.
not beat battle. I feel like everybody was doing that. Like we was
yeah.
roasting each other. Just
But no, but that would be a thing in school. You got a good freestyle on the bus on the way to school. You the man all day.
nah, they was out there. They was
Shaboozey said,
nah. Hey, bro, that joint was kind of lit. So I had this friend. He was just like, I don't know. He was the culture. He would just bring all this like, he would just do all this weird stuff that just like kind of caught on. So I don't really know. That's what I think. That's what the thing about where I'm from in Virginia is like. It's nothing. There's nothing there. It's just like you know how Nashville's a music city and
people coming through for concerts and
like you're probably exposed to. I wasn't. Nobody around me was exposed to a single instrument. Like we just, you know, maybe if you was, it was like very academia. Like I'm doing this for to get my damn AP credit. You know,
right. I got this
I'm doing this to get into college. You know, I'm playing the shit. I don't know. This is a recorder. That's all I know. It's a flute. I think. I don't know. What am I doing? It's just out here. So this shit gonna give me a degree, yeah.
No,
so
for sure. So did you go to college?
I ain't do the college thing, man.
Okay. How was the Nigerian parents on that?
That shit was tough. That shit put a fire under my ass. I went to Nova. I went to you know, Northern, you know, Nova. If you might know what Nova is, community college in Virginia. But
were they on your ass like you get out of this house if you ain't?
I mean, they was. What I knew was. I don't know if I can say this because my mom would know this now. She don't know what I did. She don't know the finesse. I finessed a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't want to say what happened, but it was definitely a little bit of finesse. But I was just like, yo, I was like, this is just not for me.
Yeah. Also, they thought you was on the Dean's list.
Yeah, not even like that. They were just like, it was just. I was like, yo, this isn't for me. Like I gotta.
Yeah.
You know, but I was just like, okay, cool. So I was in during the my last semester because I was like, man, I did 2 semesters and I was like. I gotta do like 6 years of this, or 4, even.
Yeah,
what was your major? 4 years, man. I was jumping around, like I was kind of jumping around. Like when I was in high school, I probably wanted to be like a software engineer, just whatever the hell made money.
Psychology.
I did that at one point. I tried to be like I wanted to do writing. It just was not for me. Yeah. It just did not make sense to me at all. You know. So and then on top of that, the money was also like weird too. I'm like, you got to pay to do it. It was just, it just seemed a little bit scammy. Now I kind of like, understand the importance of it. Like now I'm like, damn. Sometimes I'm like, you know, how many rappers you see or like artists you see go back and get their degree in some hard. That's why I love like Kanye. Like he got the Harvard joint.
Right.
For real, I think got a doctorate. Swiss guy, what did he get?
I think he went back to Harvard and got something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. That's what I'm saying.
Bro.
This is all a scheme to get into Harvard right now.
Exactly.
I could have just studied and been done. But you know, I want to do this shit. So when I'm 40,
yeah, exactly.
I got like
Harvard.
3 Grammys. I can go to Harvard now. This is crazy.
Exactly.
Honorary Harvard. But
okay, so you drop out. You think you got to get a job now, right?
Yeah, I was like, so this is what happened. It was a crazy story. Like my mind is, I just started hustling. I was like, all right, when is the semester over? Like, it was the beginning of the semester. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. So I got until the end of the semester to figure out what's going on. So I think, what did I do? I kind of like, I don't. It was all blurry. Like I was kind of like had some like I would go to school like commute and people would know who I was. Like they'd be like, oh, you made that song. Like I had this song called.
Oh, so you're putting songs out?
I put a song out by now. Like
I
putting
them out on back then. What are we talking?
SoundCloud. It's on SoundCloud. I put out this song called Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
That's kind of like where.
What was the
that's
vibe
kind of like
Gordon?
where it started. What was the vibe?
What was the vibe of
it was
Jeff
the complete opposite of Jeff Gordon. So it's crazy. So at that time, Future had put out Jack Shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I was like, and then OG Macko had done, I think we did it at the same time. You guessed it. Remember that?
Oh, you guessed it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can remember those ones.
You guessed it. Yeah.
But yeah, they had
okay, so
you guessed
Gordon
it.
out.
So Jeff Gordon was like kind of like my response to all of that.
Yeah, sure.
And I had like, a couple Jeff Gordon jackets, and my producer was like, y'all not gonna want to hear this, but my producer was like, I see young Jeff Gordon. Young Jeff Gordon. I'm like, who's Jeff Gordon? I didn't know. He was like, "You wearing a jacket, fool?"
You trying to disrespect me? Who is Jeff Gordon?
Well, you said exactly. You sound look like a Jeff. Nah,
Yeah, right.
nah. But he was like, "Who's Jeff? Somebody jumped in. Oh, I said, yeah. He was like, who's Jeff Gordon?
Yeah.
Well, I said that. And he was like, "You got the jacket on, dummy."
Right,
and
right.
I was like, "All right, cool." It was a lot of things. Like I'm just every interaction I could take. I could pull inspiration from anything, any little thing.
I like that.
I'll pull things together, and then so like there was a lot of different things that had happened. Like Supreme.
Yeah.
Supreme had just done a NASCAR jacket. And somebody was like, I was wearing a NASCAR joint. They was like, "Oh, but it's not Supreme though. It's not Supreme." I'm like, "What you mean? Supreme made their jacket after this jacket."
Like, I just found out who Jeff Gordon was. Now
I'm like, "What's Supreme?" So it's like it's making sense. So what I'm thinking is like, man. So I've really been big on like studying the history of things. You know what I mean? So like I'll get it. I can go for days, but I made this song. Jeff Gordon got 24.
Of course, yeah.
24. Kobe got 24.
Ooh, let's go.
And like everybody's saying, I think Lil Wayne had a song called Kobe Bryant at that time.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just responded to a lot of things. I'm like, man, I'm about to make this song called Jeff Gordon. He got 24. He's a legend in this space. Everybody like driving fast.
Of course.
I'm like, all right, I'm about to bring like NASCAR to like hip hop. That shit. But people had already done that joint because of Ricky Bobby.
Right.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Whatever it is.
Play with it before,
people play it for real,
But you're already at that.
This is 2015,
you're
bro.
already real experimental.
Yeah.
With your subject matter.
Exactly.
And you're trying to get out the box early. Mm-hmm. Because even I know on a simple thing, you're like, okay, Jeff Gordon just a race car, but in hip hop space, that topic, we're not. Those are references.
Those are references that people aren't using, but people like weird, strange references. Exactly. You know what I mean?
And like they love blending, and greatness is greatness. Mm-hmm. So if Jeff Gordon is great, people. And
it's like you understand, it's NASCAR. Like we know NASCAR as a brand. Right. We know what NASCAR is. You know what I mean?
And it's a subtle shout to like it's a Southern thing too.
Yeah, exactly. You know and I think that's why I was big on like going in that route because hip hop, not even hip hop, music, hip hop. I'm gonna say hip hop for you. It's very about culture. Sure. And like your state has to have we don't have a culture. There's no culture. So I was like kind of like pulling in all these things, and I'm like Virginia, like Appalachia. It got deeper and deeper and deeper, and then I'm like, just like hair. Like Albert Einstein, just looking at all these references. Got maggot
sticky notes.
Shit's all over the house.
I gotta figure it out.
Pretty much, and I just get deeper and deeper and deeper, and then you start like seeing all this other, and then you start getting into just like where I'm at now, which is just like crazy references. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. I know.
Hold on. So you do Jeff Gordon. I'm assuming it's making some traction.
Jeff Gordon is kind of blowing. I mean, it's blowing up for 2015.
Okay,
like 50,000 plays at 2015 was a lot. You know what I mean?
How old are you then?
I'm probably at 18. I'm probably 18 at that time. Yeah, I was probably 18.
Oh, yeah.
And I was doing shows, so then my mom was like, not my mom, but I would like go out at night and go do shows at like big venues in DC, and they just be like, my mom would be. It's funny, I did one at Howard Theater, but it was 3 people in that motherfucker. But it was the craziest show I've ever done.
Really? Why
there was this couple, bro. There was this couple eating food. Well, you got to hear Jeff Gordon to know and see what was happening at the time, but like, I just didn't give a fuck at that time, bro. Like, there was a couple eating food. They're like on a date while I'm performing this like rage song. Like, it's like a rage song. Like, people, it's like one of them songs where people mosh pit and stuff. I jumped on their table while they was eating food. This happy couple. And I'm rapping in their face. I'm just like performing in their face. It's like 6 people there because I just went on too late. But I don't know. Those was the days. But,
you call those wings? Oh, that's hilarious. And I'm assuming that the pay was horrible for these early shows, if it existed.
If it existed, no, I was. It was definitely horrible. I mean, horrible. 300. 300. I think that's
$300 good money.
That's what.
That's good money.
I think when I got paid, that's when I was like, okay, for real, they're gonna pay me to do this. I'm 18. I'm getting paid like $300, $600.
How'd you get booked? This song is hot.
The song kind of like booming. You know,
you don't got no manager or nothing, right? Back at 18.
Nah. I was like managing myself at that time, but then I had like a weird fake manager at some. Like I feel like everybody had a fake manager. Yeah. The homie that kind of had something going on. You know what I mean?
Kind of smart, know how to network. You like,
exactly.
He's my manager now. Okay. So then people reaching out to you. You starting to do shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm starting to do shows.
So what's the next phase? When do you like? say, oh shit, I think it's over. I can call my mom and say, I think it's lit.
Yeah, I think it's lit.
I mean?
I think this is a beautiful story. I got a lot of beautiful stories, but I think my mom heard that joint from her colleague at the hospital, bro. That's crazy. When she heard it, and she came back to me and said, "Yo, I heard your song." Like, I didn't even know that was you on that. You know, that was a beautiful moment for sure. You know, when your mom, especially your African mom, like gives you the approval to be like,
bro, it's something about black moms. They ain't trying to hit nothing, but you go to work, you take care of your family. You know, they doing this art stuff.
They not trying to hear that.
Playing with that.
It's different though. Yeah, exactly.
And you can tell them. You can write down, look, mom, I've done this. I've been on this show. And they be like,
trust me, bro.
But when they homegirl who don't know nothing about music, says this man is good.
Yeah,
I think you're doing your thing now. You know what I mean? That's how they are.
I mean, that's the culture
in their world.
That's the culture, man. Exactly. They like, you know, their kids is tokens. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're a token. They got to be able to go to their other people, be like, you know what I mean? And I didn't adopt it too. I'll be proud of my siblings when they doing what they, you know, what they got to do. But yeah, it's some token stuff. So I think that just like always being like, I got to show, mom. Yeah, I got to show like every night. She's just like, all right, like
I guess this man working.
Yeah. But there was a lot of other, you know, subtle things that kind of like pushed the whole thing. You know, some deeper stories that's just for the biography.
Yeah, sure.
They're kind of whack ass stories, but they Virginia stories.
Right.
So,
but then you go to LA. When you get to LA?
Man, I got to LA 2017. What am I talking about? 2016. I got to LA. 2016.
Okay, so a couple years after Jeff Gordon.
Yep.
Have you done any like videos yet?
So that was the thing. I was I had been doing no, I hadn't done not too many. I wanted to do a video to Jeff Gordon, but that shit was just it just didn't come together. Like I've been the same way for a long time. Like just like perfect. Like I just have vision. I just have a vision of what I see.
Clear, though.
That should be hurt. It hurts you too, but you know when you have you have a real vision. So I was like, all right. So you know the song came out, but for like 3 years there was like no video. You know, I wanted to do crazy shit like.
But not to cut you off, but that makes so much sense for you because your videos are so powerful, and I'm sure that's why you don't miss when you drop them. Like they hidden. Because if y'all ain't checked it out, please check out Shaboozey videos. I'm sure you have. But they're so intentional. They're like short films, man. The color schemes, the visuals. Yeah. So I see when you say I got a vision, I can clearly see.
And you're a creative director too. Yeah. And I feel like because you have such a strong vision for yourself and your own sense of identity, that it does come across that way. Like your style is great and your music is great and the way that you envision portraying yourself is great. Like
thank you. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's so many different. I told you, I pull inspiration from everything I've ever experienced. So it's I have a strange data bank. But like, you know, I love films. I like stories. I don't know. I like storytelling. I like that's really it. You know, that's why films and stuff.
The hip hop and country is so perfect for you.
Yeah,
those are the storytelling genres.
Exactly, you know exactly. I mean? You know I mean, you know, the country thing is that, you know, that kind of came, like I said, just from like
so how did that turn? So you in LA, how did it turn to finding this clear cut lane that you have now that you're the only person in?
I'm trying to tell you, it's so deep. To be honest, it's like I feel like somebody I was dating somebody and their parents just exposed me to like a lot of stuff that I was just like people. So actually, it was weird. It was really weird. I had a friend, right? He was young and he was really into Prince, like obnoxiously into Prince. Yeah. But he's like 16 and it's like 2015. I'm like, who's listening to Prince in 2015? I mean, this is a different. I'm in high school. We listening to. You know, a Future, Drake, he like, let me put on this Prince.
With assless chaps on. He's like, hold on, what the
exactly. He's like, let me put on this Prince. This shit was hard, but I'm like, hey, we in the car with some, you know what I mean, with some women's, with some, you know what I mean, with some girls and shit. And he playing Prince. I'm like, they don't want to hear Prince in the car. You know, he's like, hey, listen to this. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but he was fly as hell. He was young. He was fly. He was actually the person that taught me a lot of stuff I knew, like, how to edit videos. And he was doing the same shit I was doing. People don't know, bro, but you know, he was doing a lot of the same stuff I was doing now, and I was just like watching, bro. He was like he was a genius, like 14, editing his videos, coloring the videos, producing his music. You know, he had Logic. I didn't know what the fuck that was. Logic with the, you know, the because I had the USB mic when I started. He had the interface. But this is like 2013.
Had a full-time job. Had kids.
You're right. Like, hold on. At 14, it didn't make no sense, bro. He was a legend. So I just feel like that inspired me a little bit to be like, man, like I don't know. He just had a different mindset. So when I saw him just a complete individual at 14, like listening to Prince. But he's still rapping though. But he's like,
he's another influence.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not gonna say I didn't, that just kind of inspired me to be like, like find what you like. You know what I mean? Find something exactly. Exactly. Your palette. So then I started seeing somebody, and their parents was just they was like listening to a lot of like Grateful Dead. Like they would just like their night would be like cook dinner and just sit in front of the TV and watch like Grateful Dead videos. Exactly. They're not even that young. They were like in their probably 50s, like sitting there watching old Dead shows. Anytime like a legacy band would come into town, they would go. They'd be like, because they'd be like, all right, they go out and be like, yeah, we're gonna go see this, this Rolling Stone show. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, Rolling Stone. Yeah, you're saying they're like 70, 80 years old. So I think that that kind of like showed me. I'm like, man, there's so many different things out there that people like, you know what I mean?
That's dope,
so I think then I was always just trying to like I would start digging deep into the references, and like I made a song called Deadhead, and you know what I mean, like shit like things like that where I'm like start listening to Grateful Dead, like Shakedown Street, and like watching documentaries, and I just really get into stuff, and I'm like, man, because I think I can go on, but
please.
Man, my mind is like like you got a hot topic and people. Like everyone's wearing Led Zeppelin shirts, but nobody knows who the hell Led Zeppelin is.
It's just a mean ass graphic tee. You know what I mean?
With a damn ship on that motherfucker.
Right,
I was like,
hard ass logo.
Exactly, with a hard ass logo on the name. You got Led Zeppelin. You got people wearing Black Sabbath tees. Like I'm talking
Pink Floyd.
Yeah, Pink Floyd. Like there's black kids wearing that shit and they don't know what the hell it is. I mean, white kids, everybody's just wearing it. So I'm like, man, like I'm over here like, who are they? Because before I heard a Pink Floyd song, I had seen the shirt. Before I heard a Led Zeppelin song, I'm seeing the shirt. So I was just like. I was just like, man, it's just so interesting. So I don't, how a lot of people like they're into tech and stuff like that. They probably done a lot of like my research went there. Yeah. So I spent a lot of time like just watching, like I can, Robert Plant, John Bonham, John is it John Paul Jones, Jimmy Page. I don't even name all of them.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. I mean, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page. That's all. John Bonham. You know what I mean? That's like the one. So I was just like doing that. I listened to Led Zeppelin 1, 2, 3. That shit kind of like, so I had my little like weird 13-year-old like
I bet though. So then you
playing the records, like being an emo kid like at like 19, and I was like, that's when I had my whole like, don't bother me, mom, I'm listening to Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I just had it a little late.
And I'm just so glad it connected for you.
It really connected, bro.
Because you can miss greatness if you're not listening to it in the right.
I mean, but the thing is, I'm like an entrepreneur too, and I think that goes back to what Gowa said about just like being just like pop. I just really, like I said, I'm just always like scanning everything all the time. You know what I mean? Without doing all this. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But so it was just. I thought it was cool. At the same time, I connected to Jeff Gordon and made that song, and it didn't feel like I forced it. It felt like it just felt like the chorus is young Jeff Gordon riding around and we scorching Jeff Gordon. I'm flexing so many endorsements, like you know what I mean. It's crazy. It's just like you know what I mean. And then everybody was, and then I started a whole thing. Like everybody started wearing NASCAR jackets after I made that. Like that's my like point of like I made it. And it's like it got more people wearing boots, like more people listening to other things. It's not just what they. So I think with the Pink Floyd joint, I'm like over here like, man, it markets itself because everybody already knows Pink Floyd.
Yeah. The influence is already reached.
It's already reached. So I'm like, let me pull like
tap back into it.
And then Kanye was doing the Metallica tees. So it was like a whole. There was
a genre bending artist.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, probably my biggest influence, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's dope, man. So did you get a record label out in LA?
Man, yeah.
But when was the first time you was like, oh my God, I don't have to work anymore? Because as a creative, you thinking, okay.
I never wanted to work, so.
Yeah, exactly.
So sadly, as soon as I was born, when I was a kid, I was like, I didn't want to even sit in school. Like I couldn't. I was like, I got to do something. I got to work for myself. I got to do something else.
As creatives, we always we can hustle. We can find a bag, find a bag.
Yeah, I was hustling. I was a big hustle.
How old were you? Or what happened?
I was a hustler, bro.
You were finally like, damn.
Yeah, I was a real. That's what I'm saying. People don't understand. I was a real hustler, man. I was really. I was really. Yeah. Really, but I just found a different hustle. I'm like, because everybody just want to get some money, right? I mean, that's like. That's like the whole get some money.
We're in America, man. You got
exactly. So I was just like, man, I think I just I was just like really entrepreneur. Like I really was just like, man, like how do I do what I love? you know what I mean, and can make a lot of, you know what I mean, like obviously make an impact and feed my, my family and all that other stuff.
And that's good because a lot of creatives get exhausted and overwhelmed at the thought of business. And
it's
like, I want to create, and if I take time out of my creation to do the business, then the art is worse. However, when you don't focus on the business, now people can take advantage of you and take the art and put it out in different places. You know I mean,
not even I would say my business, like I wasn't reading business books, but I think I was just, like I said, just really aware of just America. Sure. Just like just logos and things.
It
and
might
like,
not have been textbook business, but you definitely had a business savvy.
Yeah, for sure.
The fact that it was even important to you. Because most people say, I'm going to create and somebody else will handle that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everything inspired me. Like just Ray Kroc was inspiring me. Like, cause my dad was telling me, he always used to be telling me about them people like, like Bill Gates and all those people. Like, so I was pretty exposed to those people pretty early on in my life. Like, he just always was like the he read a lot of them books, business, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and
for sure.
So I think my pops like really instilled the whole system of America. Yeah, that whole shit. You know what I mean? Like the whole financial literacy. Without, I don't know, I'm not financially literate at all.
No, but just to make you care and know that's important.
Yeah, or just these like individuals that just like, because everyone's Bill Gates ain't go to college. Like
right, it's a fact too.
So yeah, he was just exposing me to all that stuff, and I think I really fuck with my dad. So
yeah, that's dope, bro.
I'll be like, you know what I mean?
That's dope, bro. And then my last interrogation question is, when you got your when your video first, like, you did your video, did you know when you were shooting them that they were gonna be lit already? Did you like know when I shoot this is over with?
Yeah, hell yeah, because
it feels like it. I'm like,
nah, for sure, bro. Like I was just like, yeah. I mean, one thing I learned earlier as well is like if Nelly can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean? If Bill Gates can do it, I can do it. We all humans. You know what I mean? So I was just like,
but
man,
that perfectionist that wants that vision, when you're looking at it like, finally.
Yeah, finally. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I learned early on like that I was supposed to be doing some sort of storytelling visually.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I knew that from a pretty early age that like that was something I was interested in. That was like something Yeah.
I would argue you got the best music videos.
Damn.
On YouTube.
That's crazy, bro.
Now, mind you, somebody could come, and I'm talking about Taylor Swift and them don't count because the bag is just insane.
It's just there, exactly. I'm doing that with
but
not
at
that
your
much.
level of like the brink of superstardom, it's about ideas, it ain't about money.
Yeah.
So you got to put a lot, and I don't know anybody else doing that.
Yeah, I mean,
the visuals are powerful.
I appreciate that, man. That's crazy that to see how like the universe works, because that was always a thing of mine. Like I waited a long time. Like I didn't do that Jeff Gordon video because I wanted that visual to be, like pretty insane, you know. So it's cool to see people like, thank you for like recognizing
Absolutely,
that,
bro.
because that's been a goal of mine.
Yeah. And
music videos are kind of like not the same as they were before, but like I feel like I can like bring it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
I can bring it back
Lean
in a way.
into that, dude.
I'm trying.
That's great, bro.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, well, that was an incredible story. I want to get into we about to talk some cowboy shit,
some
outlaw shit.
Go about to go off.
No, but all I kept thinking about, you're talking about Pink Floyd t-shirts and Led Zeppelin t-shirts, and I was like, why nobody talk about the Sublime t-shirt? That's all.
Sublime.
The Sublime
Molly, all that
t-shirt.
stuff.
Had Americana.
There's so many of them.
They had a Dalmatian. I got a Dalmatian.
Oh, that's true.
That one, even what's up, Bad Brains? Like, there's so many t-shirts out there. You know what I mean? Sublime was a crazy
Hot Topic
one.
was going crazy for a while.
Hot Topic, yeah, it was going nuts.
When
Yeah,
the
Metallica. I know. Can any of y'all name 3 Metallica songs?
Nothing else matters.
But I will say,
she's going. She's going on.
No, you want me to go?
Go, keep going.
I thought she was literally saying it don't even matter. No, that's the song. Okay, go ahead.
Do you got one? Do you have
one?
A single one?
It doesn't got a song called One.
There you go.
Tilt the camera up so I can cheat code.
Yeah, I know.
I don't remember the other ones. I know what they sound like. But that's kind of what my whole thing was. You know how it was a whole thing like, you wearing the she was like, let me finish.
Yeah, listen,
how many can you go? Can you keep going? Can you
keep going
with the Metallica list?
Good God.
Metallica heads looking at us like, how the hell are they missing?
No, I remember Nothing Else Matters is like the first song I tried to learn on guitar.
Real shit.
Yeah.
Real
you interested in learning guitar at all?
Huh? Am I interested? Yeah, I mean, I play a little, like very, very, very little. I think, I told you, I just wasn't exposed to no instruments.
Of course.
I'm over here. I'm just like, I'm super jealous of everybody that was like, like I told you, I didn't have my moment where someone played me some shit that I was like, let me go pick up the guitar and learn that. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't even it wasn't a ton of country music like where I was from. You know, obviously like up there in Virginia, like it's there, but
it's on the radio.
It's on the radio, like you know what I mean. But it wasn't
in culturally to where
culturally it wasn't really there. Like there wasn't.
Hey,
I don't think I had a
Brooks
single friend around that was like, I'm putting on this country music and we about to, you know what I mean, take this drive. Like, I mean,
mine's kind of the same. I would hear it peripherally. Like I'm in Nashville, so you go to every restaurant, you hear it, but it's not being introduced like how your sister introduced Brandy. Like this is cool. This is why. Now listen to it.
Exactly.
Then I could have appreciated it back then.
Yeah.
And then when I got a little older, I realized I love storytelling. Like you said, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I think, man. I mean, real question. I think the first person that really got me like, okay, this shit is kind of crazy is like, maybe it was Bob Dylan. Maybe it was. It probably could have been somebody new too. Like to be honest, I kind of got here to this sound without even doing much. Like I got songs y'all haven't heard yet. Like
sure.
I got stuff that sounds like Zach Bryan and a lot of that stuff before, like way before. I think what really kind of got me in there was just like the texture of like an acoustic guitar and just like how it just sounds, the emotion. So I think it kind of started there, and then wanting to tell my truth. I think that's kind of how you get the country, you know what I mean? No, and my voice too, like, which is like leaned itself in that space. So,
for sure, bro.
But there was Bob Dylan, like Waylon Jennings. There was a lot of different things, but to be honest, I think a lot of the newer people is really who we're doing, which is really cool to see like newer acts.
Yeah. Who you inspired by right now? Who you see
right now? Like I think,
man, I like that.
Man, I mean, I don't want to sound like I don't want to be the guys like saying some deep ass references, but I thought like I heard Culture Wall like a couple years ago, like maybe 5 years ago, and I was just like, man, this guy's really sick. You know what I mean?
Right.
Really crazy.
Yeah.
I heard that and I was like, man, but I was already kind of doing stuff like that, but I heard that and I was like, man, this is like really. That shit really was speaking to me. It was really crazy. I don't know how he was able to do that, but
that's dope, bro.
So things like that, and it just kind of started getting deeper. A lot of folk was in there, but I don't know. It kind of is organic. You know what I mean? Like how I got there. It wasn't like I didn't hear something and be like, let me do that. You know what I mean? Right, it kind of just happened, which is weird. Now I'm thinking about it.
That's good, man. I'm glad it did.
Stumble,
and it's refreshing.
Yeah, you know?
Especially in a time where everything sounds the same, because I think the internet kind of. It used to sound kind of regional. Everybody in your region sounds the same. But now with the internet, we're hearing everything. We're influenced by everything. And I think maybe even you could be a product of that.
Yeah.
You soak up so much. I can't tell if you was from New York, Virginia, Florida. It's like it's all in there.
It's all in there, yeah. Yeah, like the first song I made, the song I made was called Prosperity with this, my producer. At that time, I was already, and he just, I was wearing some Wrangler. I had like a whole like Wrangler denim on denim fit, like, and I was like, hey man, I was like, play something that sound like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
what this is.
Yeah, of course.
And he started playing guitar, and I wrote this song, and I was like, man. Later now, I'm listening back, I'm like, this shit sound like Bob Dylan, like the way the emotion. I was saying, I was like, man, keep holding on to your sweet dream. Like I hadn't even heard, things ain't what they seem. You know what I mean? Like I was singing this song from my head. Like I was talking about I'm rich, I know prosperity. You know what I mean? Like it was like a really positive song, like uplifting song. And I go back, I'm like, this sounds like old Dylan, and I didn't know what it was. That's dope, bro. So I don't know. Maybe what probably inspired me? Like probably the same thing that inspired them. Like just being on wherever they are and just making what's on their heart.
We had an episode about Dolly Parton, and I remember thinking we were talking about how Dolly had the 9 to 5 song. And she did it on the set.
She did it on the fly, yeah.
Yeah, and I think though sometimes creatives get into this vibe to where they're just a blender. So wherever you're around, whatever's pouring into you, you about to make a hell of a smoothie. Now if you at 9 to 5, it's gonna be about 9 to 5. You know what I mean?
It was whatever it is.
If you in this creative mode, whatever they pouring into you is coming out.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean that's what country. I mean that's what it was back then. I feel like it was really just like people, because what were they? They didn't have the internet. They were just like writing whatever was
facts.
Happening to them. So I think that's where the true essence of it comes from. It comes from just telling the truth, really, about, your real truth.
No, that's dope, bro.
I
found this out researching about Cowboys.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw y'all with a cowboy fact.
I'm gonna get a notepad.
Cowboy fact.
Cowboy fact. 1 in every 4 Cowboys was black.
Yes.
Now, all right. Now, how this happened? There was the Louisiana Purchase. It ain't finna get too nerdy, but I know some people are like, all right, let me get the fuck out of here. But
no, we need to know this.
Yeah. So on the east, when the white settlers first got here, they were on the East Coast, and then some of them got in debt. They were out in like Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia. I was like, I'm in debt. I'm finna go over here to this place, which is now called Texas. And I'm gonna just set up shop over here. So thousands of them, 100,000 million leave and go to Texas to set up shop. And they take their slaves with them and they all get over there. Eventually, sometimes, and then when they get over there, they realize it's so many cows over here.
Yeah.
It's like 1 million.
They trying to hustle. They like, hey.
They're like, hold on.
Hey, hold up.
People want beef. So now they taking these cows and they traveling them all up to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
They taking them to Florida. They taking them to Kansas. And they doing all this. But then as time passes on, you have to start teaching these slaves how to do this because this is hard work. So now the slaves are going and they're going. And then there's a war, civil war. And back then, everybody got to fight.
Yeah.
They thought you was pussy if you had $1 million, whatever, you going to fight.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So now all the plantation owners, they at war.
Yeah.
So it's only black folk left on the plantation. You know what I mean? So now we got to be the cowboys.
Yo, there's so much.
Yeah, bro. So now it's
funny
only
as hell.
black folks riding out. So it's like, damn. Because I looked into, somebody said it was like a fourth of them were black. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Then when you look at it, it was like during that Civil War time, it was only us herding cows from Texas to
That shit,
Kansas.
that shit kind of funny if you think about
crazy,
it.
Well,
It's
it's
crazy.
funny too because the settlers learned all that from the Mex indigenous people who vaqueros
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
a lot of country music also spawned out of like
Of that.
yes,
100%.
Tejano music
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
the real cowboys
Yeah,
were
the
black
Mexicans,
and
the,
brown
Native
people,
Americans.
Native American,
And
just
they've been herding these
indigenous in
cows.
general.
I mean, that's what's so hilarious. I mean, hilarious because I be thinking of what's that? Y'all seen that show Drunken History?
Yeah, y'all seen
They
something.
could have a funny drunken history about
For
that.
sure.
When they finally got to let like that, you know what I mean? It's like
Right.
someone trying to date you know what I mean? Like
For sure, bro.
the plantation owners having to work and they like, man, I can't even do this shit. You know what I mean? Hey,
Exactly. Hey, bro,
Right.
Jamal, get your ass over here.
Hey, come, you know what I mean?
Herd
He's
these
like,
cows.
man, maybe these motherfuckers is useful. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Maybe we
Right.
should give them some freedom. Maybe they're not as,
And
you know
then
what I
after a
mean?
while, it's like, I'm going to teach my son this because it's a good trade because everybody
Yeah.
want beef.
Exactly.
And it's
For
hard if you
sure.
think about it because a cowboy is supposed to take three, they said 8 to 12 people would have to herd 3,000 cows
Right.
from Texas to Kansas.
Right.
Now, you can only go 15 miles before you stop because the cows start losing weight.
Yeah.
So you got to stop, sleep, and then if it storms, they get scared and want to run off and you lose all your
Crazy.
bread. So it's a
You
whole,
losing all your-
you know what I mean? Like, oh, snap,
Bro,
they go,
funny as
that's
hell.
20 burgers, bro. You got to get, go
You
get
losing all
that.
your bread.
You know what I mean?
He said, that's crazy. You're
So,
trapping,
man, it's
trapping
just
cattle.
crazy the actual history of
Yeah.
the Cowboys and what they were
On
actually
that side,
doing.
hell yeah. On
You know
that
what I mean?
side.
And where they learned it from.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
exactly, and of course, the Native Americans and the Mexicans had already known buffalo, bison, cows.
yeah.
They're teaching it to the
Herding
people.
in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
exactly.
the natives already knew. So it's just dope. So black people, don't be scared of cowboy boots, fam.
Yeah.
We was in these cowboy boots.
Look,
Oh,
who
shit.
got fresh
Here.
boots?
Man, you know,
You
we
gotta
out here.
do it. This is our
I'll be doing
stuff.
this picture.
Let's
Yes,
go.
this
Wait, hold on.
picture.
Yeah, look at
Hold
this
on the
picture
phone
up,
real quick.
bro.
No, because I always
Falling.
do. This is my thing. I need a new pair though, or maybe you don't need a new pair.
Josh,
Ooh, I know.
Josh just got a new pair, right?
New pair,
we
fresh
gonna-
pair,
Yo, we
baby.
held that for a while.
But no, for sure, that's a see. My head is like that's a movie idea right
It
there.
is, bro.
You know,
It is.
that's a whole film.
Well, it is, bro, and it's so rich with history, dude, and just like you said. First
It
of all,
is.
just the Cowboys in the drip they had off top.
Oh yeah,
It
that
was,
shit
it was all
crazy.
practical though, but
All
it ended up just
practical
being
as
the
hell.
craziest,
Just some
freshest shit.
crazy shit,
They said they
man.
had to put denim on because they was riding the horses
Mm-hmm.
and it was prickly.
Right.
So they had to come up with this tough denim to like
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
getting stuck. And the
Exactly.
cowboy boots would help them get in the you know what I
In the
mean?
thing, yeah, it's all-
bandana
all
was to keep 'em
functional.
from the dust. I'm like, so I know black people hopped in there. I was like, oh yeah, this is my shit.
Yes.
Right here.
Everybody, man, everybody did that
Fuck
shit.
that tobacco plantation shit. I'm gonna be with these cows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But no, that's dope, man. I just
nah,
I learned that about
vaqueros.
Cowboys. I'm like, man,
Also,
that was incredible.
double
Go
take
deep.
on the bandana too. When it's so hot outside,
Yeah.
very very hot,
Yeah.
you get it wet, and then you
Oh, you
put
put this
that
on
around
your
your
leg.
neck.
Hell yeah.
And
That was
then-
me at Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
Drop that shit in that ice bucket,
Hell
that's right.
yeah, crazy.
Exactly.
or you get the spray now with the fan.
Exactly,
That's
The water
exactly.
spray.
Yep.
That's
It's
cool.
But no, like even going back to Goa stuff, it's like the deep. It's funny because like it goes. That's the thing about it. It goes too deep. Like I go deeper than what I actually put out. Like I've done a lot of like a lot of Spanish inspired. Like like the country shit I make now like goes that far. You know what I mean? Where there's like a lot of like influence from just. Like she said, the vaquero, you know what I mean, gauchos. Like I say that shit. I say that shit in the song.
Yeah.
People don't even know that. People don't even know what that is. Like I said, my gaucho, he gonna ride. You know what I mean? Like no one said that in a song. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like gaucho. So and it's crazy because when I did that, now there's a band you should check them out. They call Peso Pluma.
No, for
Have you
sure.
heard of Peso Pluma? You guys should listen to
hard.
Peso Pluma. They hard. They like look like rappers, but they like make gordita. It's called Gorditos music. Ooh. It's like it's like mariachi.
Where they at in Texas?
Nah, they from like I don't know where they from. They from down there. I don't know where they from. I don't know where they from specific, but they blowing up. They like one of the biggest acts out of. So they kind of like bringing that's like their style of like country, and they're making it. You know, they're bringing it back. So they're huge. You should take Peso Pluma. Like you'll hear them. Everyone like all the people that are into like you know a lot of the classic like American like country revival stuff. They're like now throwing them into rotation into their
and
stuff.
in Mexican country world, they put that shit on too.
They put that's where they really was going crazy. They was she not wrong though. Like you know like when I'm looking at because I look at a lot of old like tintype photos from like the 1800s. A lot of them it was a lot of like you know Mexicans, a lot of like Native indigenous people I would see, you know, and black and like it was really black. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
brown folks. Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you like it look. I ain't gonna speak too much on that. I ain't gonna speak too much on that, but you know what I mean? Because I'm just like, you know, one thing I love to say about the whole like, you know, the whole race thing is not only race thing, but just like, you know, creation and inspiration is just all over. You know what I mean? Real ones know when you close your. I think that's what my thing is. When you close yourself off to something, you are like, you know what I mean? You don't know what you can learn from somebody else. You know, and that's how wealthy people think. You know, they like, well, I'm not gonna look at you because of this. I'm gonna just. You got something cool. You need this. You need this. We need y'all.
Smart people in general.
Smart in general.
$10 and you like, I hate Indians.
I ain't gonna go there and get my money with them. I ain't gonna get money with them. Nah, you know what I mean? So I think, you know, one thing people, I said this last time, man, there's a picture. One of my favorite pictures is like, you know, fucking Bob Dylan. You know, Bob Dylan played at the Million Man March, bro, with Martin Luther King, bro. Like, it's just Bob Dylan, his white ass. All motherfucking, you know, all black people around his, you know what I mean? He playing that shit with the harmonica up there. I'm like, bro, that picture,
60s, and that was
you know,
hostile,
you know, I know a lot of people like, so I look at stuff like that and just try to, you know, I'm like try to bridge the gap. I'm just like a mediator. Hey, I'm like, hey, look,
exactly
like
what you're doing, and it
you know,
doesn't even have to be intentional. It's almost that your existence is that. You know what I mean? So I don't ever feel like you even have to be. I think your existence alone, whatever your influence tell you to do that. But bro, your existence alone is going to inspire young white kids that love country, young black kids that love country, young white kids that love hip hop.
Yeah, all the same stuff. You know I mean, you know, and that's you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird because you know, I'm not the first person, and I'm not like people doing it now. It's just, it's interesting. I think and it's you know, who knows what it is. Like, I'm always inspired, so who knows what I'm gonna be inspired by.
Exactly. I know. Listening to you talk, I'm realizing this could continue to evolve, and this is not done.
Yeah, man. I mean, bro, like, you know, exactly. That's what I'm trying to move because, you know, I want to that movie. I said that movie. I'm already calling it a movie, but as you said, that'd be a crazy movie. Like, have y'all seen The Power of the Dog? You seen Power of the Dog? It's a good movie. It's a Netflix movie.
Yeah. Harder They Fall though.
Harder They Fall. That was cool. That was cool. I didn't.
You didn't rock with it like that?
I ain't get through that joint.
Come on, bro. You killing me.
Well, I'm like a pure. Like, it sounds crazy. Okay, pure sound nuts, but I'm saying no. I'm just like No, I ain't gonna say that. Like, I like more like real, like shit that's a little bit more real, gritty. You know what I mean?
That joint deep into it.
Hell no, but I fuck with Harder They Fall because my man, I got some friends in there. Shout out my man RJ Solid. You know what I mean? Okay. He in that joint. That's my guy.
He an actor.
Huh? He the actor. He was in that joint. I don't know. That's what I said. I ain't get through that joint, but you know, the first scene was incredible.
Yeah, seriously.
The first, when Idris Elba walked in that movie, I was like, this is crazy. But you know, I'm so picky.
Sure.
I'm a filmmaker, so like,
right, that's facts. Yeah, that's true.
Like some of the sets looked a little. I sound like I'm dissing that shit. Shout out that shit because we need it. But some of the sets looked a little stagey. It looked a little proppy to me.
That's big Hollywood too, though.
And that's a perfectionist creative here.
Yeah.
This is like I'm like a person who's like, man, weed is good. And you're like, this cannabis, you know the strain.
Yeah, I'm looking at this like that, bro. Like people don't like working with me because I'll be like. I'm like, yo, the wood is not the right wood. Like, it's not the right. It's just does. I don't like the texture of this. Like, the wardrobe. I'm like, this is not what they would. You know what I mean? Like,
but as far as representation,
it's cool. Representation is cool. It was a revisionist joint. Exactly. It was a revisionist film.
And to the black cowboy.
See, like for example, like I would rather see a movie like what you talked about. Like it's like, oh, about like this. You know what I mean? Like how every, you know what I mean? Like I'll start the movie off with that quote. Exactly. One in every 4 cowboys was black. Boom. And then it go into a real point in history of a real person. You know what I mean? Like I know like Bass Reeves was like a black sheriff. Like, you know what I mean? Like tell a story about that. I mean, That's just
doesn't
me.
have to
I'm
be
a little,
the hero complex shit.
Yeah, I'll be a little picky.
About Nat Love, who was a cowboy.
Like Nat
Front
Love,
to-
like
front
Fonte,
to
like
see,
I
yeah.
like Django did it well.
Oh, okay.
Which is
okay.
weird, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah, I know.
Tarantino did it, but I think Django did a great job of it. Well, that's because like Tarantino, like he
his
like me.
film, though. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he
Yeah,
like
yeah. You like the
just
artistic film of
the
it.
set how they did it. Like he just I'm just picky, bro. Like
I feel that.
I'm
I feel
picky.
that. We went to Analog. I caught this.
I went to
show
Analog,
by
too.
Slim and Husky.
Oh yeah, you guys.
I went there. We was right in there at the same
yeah,
time
yeah.
with Willie Jones performing.
Yeah, Willie
Oh, they ain't
Jones.
see me anymore. It's it's
You
crazy.
know what? Low key.
You probably just didn't know
I'm
me.
a tall dude with wicks in here. With the dreads. I'm like, oh,
That's crazy.
That was you.
That was me. Yeah, I was in that joint. Yeah, that shit was crazy. That was a vibe. It was a
good to see,
vibe.
it was an artist. The two people that impressed me. I think it was like 4 or 5. Everybody was great.
was great.
But Raina
Roberts.
Oh my God, the redheaded
Yeah,
stranger.
the redheaded
The
stranger.
new one. She was killing it, man. I love to see
Did a great
her
job.
get so much love in there. And it was like a black space. I could tell a lot of people in the crowd was kind of new to country, and this was a good bridge, like you were saying, bridging the gap to be like, oh, I think I might fuck with this.
Yeah,
Right.
that's my guy.
She did great. Willie
people.
Jones, of course.
Willie Jones did that
Great. Did y'all do
amazing.
anything for CMA Fest other than that?
I hit out.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes living here, sometimes it's exhausting.
Hell
CMA
yeah.
fanfare is
It's a
crazy.
little much.
The
Yeah.
cool thing about CMA Fest that anybody who doesn't know about it is that it's free and it's all of these
It's
shows
free?
happening.
Free, bro.
Pretty much everything
Oh,
is
it's
free.
free.
There are
Yeah.
some things that you need access to, but
Yeah,
for
I was
the
gonna
most part,
say.
Maybe
Man,
Yes.
so what's your dream? What's your dream house? What does it look
I
like?
suffer with that all the time. Sitting here with Goa, and we always going to the country and shit and doing this podcast. It makes me say, you know what? I want some farmland.
That's the fly
with some
shit.
Horses.
That's the
I
fly
want
shit.
quiet.
That's the fly shit.
Then, bro, you hit L.A., you hit Miami, you see that water.
Yeah.
Shit, I could just be shirt off and some Gucci daddy shorts.
Damn type shit.
Smoking weed just by
Yeah.
that beach. So I fight with the beach. and
Yeah,
the
but
farm.
that's the culture. That's what we talking about. That's what.
Yeah,
Should I say
exactly.
it on
You
here?
right,
Nah.
you
Should I
right.
keep it? Should we?
Or
Should I give it to
no.
Ben? I think I should give it to Ben Burgess.
Yeah.
I feel like I might want to keep it. Do I want to keep it to myself? Do
this
you want-
is yours. You using it, eh?
Man,
Yeah.
hell
But
nah.
it's
I'm that type of person. Like you understand, I'm not selfish with the ideas. I'd rather give it like.
Sure.
I'd rather them call it that.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
actually get big than me being like I'm gonna do it and say
course.
myself like if Lil Durk and Morgan Wallen want to do it, fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody else.
Horses and Hellcats, man. That's the album name, man. Keep that
Heard it
shit.
first.
Horses
Yeah.
and Hellcats, man. That's,
Lil
Lil
that's what
Durk's
it is.
gonna open a bar on Broadway.
Horses and Hellcats. I'm trying to tell you, I seen
Sponsored
it
by
out here.
Lil Nas X and
Yeah.
Lil Nas, we gonna change Broadway. It's gonna look crazy, boy. Lil Nas gonna have a little
Broad
bar.
Gate.
Yes.
Morgan Wallen gonna have the Horses and Hellcats. That's what I saw outside.
Of
That like
course.
at Broadway, it was
No,
like
that's fire.
it was motherfuckers. You know, everybody in designer. Like they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
that. They had. I seen Ferraris out there, Hellcats. So it's
Bro, I
like
was just in the Gucci store.
Randy
They
gonna
got-
take that
Oh
shit too.
got
God,
cowboy
it's
boots.
so good.
It's different out here,
Randy
bro.
gonna take it too. Yeah.
It's different out here.
You know,
Yeah.
what's fire about the Hellcats? So our Hellcats are Dodges.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tight. It's still,
that's true.
Dodgers. That's a GM.
so.
That's
Yeah,
GM, right?
yeah, I
It's
think
in
so.
his American. That's American company.
All right,
So-
rapid fire, and then we're gonna let you go, bro. I know you got to take over the world.
I'm chilling, bro.
What's up? Give me your favorite food.
Favorite food? God damn. Shit. I don't got a favorite nothing, but I fuck with Thai food. Like I be eating that shit a lot.
You
I
said
like
Thai?
Thai food is good.
Oh,
but
yeah,
honestly, any food that has made it this long, like it is really pretty good.
Survive the test of time.
Survive, you know what I mean? Like every culture, you know what I mean? Like because I've been having heavy Mexican food out here, and it's like that shit's amazing. So if it lasted, it go back to like what's my favorite song? It's just like
Oh, that's real. That's
it's
real.
all if it made it, that means
yeah.
it's good. You know what I mean?
What's a comfort TV show?
Oh
You wanna just
man,
relax, what's a
comfort
show?
TV show.
Yeah.
Damn, see, same shit. There's just a lot of great shit out there. A lot of people just expressing themselves, man. Just let people express themselves. They gonna come.
real.
You never know what they gonna come up with that could help people. So
real.
I don't know. I've been watching that Barry shit recently. I started Barry.
Barry's good.
Started
Barry's
that
good.
one.
And I'm starting acting classes now, so I
Hey,
can feel Barry. You know
yeah, I
Yeah.
love. I was watching that. I was watching Succession. I just finished that
Oh, I heard good
one.
stuff about Succession.
Succession. You ain't seen it?
No.
Succession. It's just fire. So
I
I'm,
can only get into a couple episodes. It's just like there's only so many people in a cubicle that I can watch for so long.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
sitting around
Shot
a
in a
table.
work office kinda?
It's work office vibes.
Oh, okay.
oh
okay.
yeah, it's just
It's family drama though.
It's yeah. I mean, I'm a GOAT guy. I like going for like. I'll just go watch. I'm looking for the greatest things of all time. So if anybody, so I'm always trying to just like pay attention to like what people consider the
Greatness.
Great,
Yeah.
you know. Like I watch like I go through like
Yeah.
the Casablanca and
Okay.
go on all the movies just to be like, what's you know what I mean? Like why are people? I haven't even seen Casablanca, but that's what I'm saying. Like people are like, this is the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah.
And I can't even.
Right,
After
I feel
20
that.
minutes, I'm like, all right, turn this off. You know what I was like?
What's one thing you do if you're not in the best mood to kind of bounce yourself back? You got any things you do?
Not really. I mean, I might, I might just go out, just kick it with my, my homies, with my friends. Yeah, just go outside.
If you just feeling kind of shitty, you like, man, what?
Me?
Yeah.
I like walks.
Kick out,
man. I like walks.
Definitely just getting outside. If I can just open the door and go outside, my whole day.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes the mind starts playing tricks on you in the house.
Totally.
Starts doubling down on bullshit.
Or like you get into the phone, or you get into work, you get
that.
into business, you get into whatever you're doing.
I like that shit though.
Caught up in
Oh,
it.
do you?
I like work.
Yeah, no, that's real.
But no, yeah, I mean, we got different jobs, so
I think we're all
as long as you love what you're doing, it ain't even work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's a good point.
Yeah,
if I got shit to do in the mornings, for me, I get up at 5, and I can work until 5.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, bro. So I don't know, man. I've been pretty positive. I keep a positive mindset. I don't really find myself like
getting too down ever really.
Yeah. I'm really blessed to be to achieve.
If it's a Friday night, you can be anywhere in the country. What city you going to?
Oh shit, in the country,
anywhere in America.
Man, on a Friday night,
they say you got to be.
I could say out here. I could say Nashville, but I don't know, man. This shit people gonna party everywhere. You know what I mean? People gonna man. They gonna figure it out. We all the same wherever we go. That's true. But I know Nashville, motherfucker. Y'all like to have fun.
Oh, we vibing down.
Y'all like to have fun. This is the real stuff. You know what I mean? Like my manager, he from Memphis, so that's what's so crazy about. So the country is everything. Yeah. Right. Hip hop is the country. Country is the country. Country's hip hop. It's all the same.
That's dope, man. All right, anything else you want to leave with the people, man, about your stuff? Also tell them where they can find you.
Hey, so, Shaboozey, Shaboozey. You can find that shit wherever,
you dropped a new video a couple
months ago. Yeah, man, I did that train with my boy Jerry. He, he showed love. I really wanted to, merge the worlds together, you know what I mean? Like, what we talked about, just like, man, that's crazy if, because what inspires my music a lot is, the outlaw culture and, seeing, I started getting into murder ballads.
Yeah, for sure.
Murder ballads and
I love on your last album.
I want to make a whole album about that. Yeah.
Cowboys. Don't let me fuck it up. But let me.
It's really long.
Cowboys Never Die.
Something like that.
Hold on. Cowboys Live Forever.
Outlaws Never Die. Yeah.
Love
to be honest, that should have been a
dub. That title.
I should have made that a double album. That should have been crazy. Ooh. It was just it's just take a lot of time. But
I love that. And on that,
a double album would have been crazy.
Dead Ops ballad.
Yeah, the Dead Ops joint. All Men Die. That's my favorite song on there. That been tough to perform. Yeah, All Men Die is probably my favorite song I ever made. But
please check out the album. Give them the title of the album again.
Cowboys Live Forever. Outlaws Never Die. He talking about
this is to me, bro. And this is no dick ride. Let's say that like no homo now. No dick ride. But this could be, bro. That album is special, man. I've been on it all week trying to get ready for this interview, bro. But it's different, and I think that's gonna be pioneer to the new world, bro.
100%.
They might come back to that and be like,
this is crazy.
So right here in 2023, it dropped in 2022, but get on this album right now because to me that's gonna be like Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt. Like in that moment, it wasn't appreciated, but by the tastemakers, it was.
That's crazy.
But later in life, bro, I'm telling you,
that's crazy. Damn, my man you giving me that? Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear to God, bro.
That's crazy.
Because I've been saying for a long. I hate to say this, it's gonna sound crazy,
it's
I drink Bud Lights, but
it's
gonna sound like I'm gay, but I've been looking for you for a while, bro.
For real.
Because I love hip hop and I'm from Nashville and I love country and I can't rap or sing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to do it.
Yeah.
I can't do that shit. And I try to tell my boys, I'm like, bro, it's a vibe. And like, what the fuck you talking about?
It's a vibe, and it really is.
Country. And I tell country artists, get on this hip hop, now I want to listen to that bullshit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So to find somebody that's figured that out.
It's really dope.
And
been
figured
it
out
out
for years, and you hit it, bro. And
before, and it's not, it was this shit. I've been doing this shit before. The Old Town Road shit. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, shout out to him. But like when that song came out, people called me and was like, "Is this you? Like, am I hearing you on the radio?" I'm like, I was like, "Hey, me," you know.
I think it's gonna.
And I had songs like I ain't gonna say like I had songs that were a little bit over the top, like that were just like you know what I mean. Like I did it maybe once, and I was like, I don't want to put something like this out. You know what I mean? I had a joint that was like some hip hop. Like banjo,
G-Hall.
I had a G-Hall song. Like ain't no like I was
I think
ain't got pain. You know what I mean? Like
I think country and hip hop has been begging to merge for years. Yeah. And these Billy Ray Cyrus, the Lil Nas X, it's like the volcano about to erupt.
Yeah,
those
about
little
to.
songs, when they say
Yeah.
it sound like you, that's because it's about to. But when
Yeah.
that shit explode and the world's ready.
Yeah, I just need to, just the support, really. You know what I mean? Because I mean, everybody, I feel like it tells me like knows, you know what I mean, that it's like it's right there. But I think I just need to, I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm trying. You know what I mean?
I know as a creative, you in your own world.
Yeah.
But somebody on the outside looking in, bro.
Thank
I
you.
Give you flowers, man.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate
it's gonna be
it.
inevitable, and I can't wait to see
That means
it,
a lot, bro.
I
That
can't wait
means
to
that
see
means
it,
that
bro.
means a whole lot, Man. So man,
And
crazy.
Gowa, thank you for introducing me to his music because it was
I was
Gowa was like, you got to check out Shaboozey. This motherfucker's
Yeah.
fire. I'm like, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
And then I saw the Instagram and I was still like, that's
y'all
probably
on
just the visual though.
It's the
Somebody
visual.
probably just got him right with the visual.
Yeah.
I still didn't peep the music.
Exactly.
Then when I heard the music, I'm like, oh no, bro.
Yeah, exactly, man. Wait till the next thing, man. It's coming, bro. It's a lot of journey, but I've been. It's crazy. Like I said, watching the videos I watched last night, I feel like I've been given a lot of a huge task that I gotta. You know what I mean?
Well, to whom much is given.
That's really how I feel right now. It's like, man, I got a lot I gotta kind of do. I
love it, bro.
before
Well,
You're
it's
doing
over.
it all.
Thank you.
I'm excited for you, bro. I'll see you next time. You can find me at Sir Joshua Black. Gowa, where can they find you?
At Goa Graham.
Oh, we got a party there tomorrow. This will be out, so you won't.
Yeah.
By the time you've seen this, we've already been hungover and recovered. But it's tomorrow. That's gonna be fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
That's gonna be
It's gonna
fun.
be fun.
But where can they
Tuesday.
find you? You tell them already?
I did.
Oh, my bad.
On the
know.
Instagrams,
Yep.
I'm the Goa Graham.
That's it. We
Shaboozey.
are Country
Shaboozey.
Fried Special.
Yeah.
Country Fried Special on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We all over the place. Until next time, we out of here. Peace.
Yeah, man.
Boom.